Sorry, rookie mistake. What's up?
Hey guys.
Patient's already getting off to a good start. I forget to turn the mute on my YouTube. So
it happens.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Monday Motivation, a whole new thing to bring to you guys to just bring either resellers together or people that have thought about reselling but have not taken that plunge yet, and people that just want to know what the heck do resellers do in the first place. So everybody's welcome. Everybody's invited to chat. I do have subscriber only mode on right now until the 5 minutes is up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and in 5 minutes you'll be able to chat. So just to let you know, as always, I have my partner, Miss Tiffany, with me.
What's up, guys?
Share some of her advice and her input, and just kind of bringing the community together and just talk about anything and everything reselling. Mm-hmm. And then some days we might get off topic. It might not be about reselling. It might be something that's going on in our lives or whatever, just bringing y'all together. So real quick, let's already welcome people. I have to say introduce people. We got Ashley in the house. Hey, Ashley, welcome to Monday Motivation. We got
Ashley.
Picky Nikki is here. Welcome aboard. We got Lisa Jenkins in the house. What is up? And we got Miss Ella herself. Hey, girl. So, we got 7 people in the house. Come on in, say hello. Let me know what you're doing. Are you doing anything? Are you listening? Are you just watching TV, kicking back? I know I've got Coke Zero in my cup, but Tiffany's the one that's partying over there. She's got her little white claw going on there, so makes her a little bit more daring when we talk about stuff like this. So
flavors over there, though.
I'll never forget that night. Jilly McIntyre's in the house. What is up, my friend? So I changed up my whole welcome video from the let's do this thing. I was really torn about which one I wanted to do, but I wanted the more dramatic approach. So we'll see how long that one lasts. So let's see. I was going to see who else we got coming in. All right, we got 8 people. We'll go ahead and get started. So basically, y'all pretty much know me, those of you that are already here, but we'll just go ahead and kind of go back and retrace who I am. So y'all know me as Scooter Renee, Scooter, Scoot, whatever. But my real name is Pamela. And I've been reselling on Poshmark back in 2017. So 5 years ago, this whole journey started for me. And then first year of Poshmark, I was able to go to Posh Fest. I was able to speak on a panel and talk about my whole inventory system. And so if that's something that y'all are interested in talking about, it's like how we do our inventory or whoever I bring on for that, then let me know. We'll bring that up. We'll talk about inventory system. So from there, from Poshmark, I did Macari, a little bit of Facebook Marketplace, not a whole lot. And then got a hold of Tiffany when she was on YouTube first, and then started doing auctions with her. And that's been almost 2 years ago, guys. Can y'all believe that? Like, come August, it's been 2 years that we've been working together. So I'm stoked about that. And then that has now led to Galaxy. And then from Galaxy is another company that I'm going to talk to y'all briefly about tonight as well, because I've been teasing y'all with it. It is, I believe, down in my description of what it is. No, I did not put it down there. Well, I will share that link with y'all tonight if I can find it real quick. So, and that's led to that. And now I moved into my flea market booth. So that's a whole nother new adventure. And of course, as y'all know, Tiffany's got hers. And so it's just some totally, new things that we're trying out and doing. And so one thing has led to another. And one day, one of my dreams is to have a buy it now type store, the bin stores where everything's, one price one day, one price next day, so forth and so on. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. So, but it's nice to dream, right? So that's enough about me. I'm going to let Tiffany go ahead and tell y'all about her little adventure in becoming a reseller.
Just an FYI, I was forced into this. What's up, guys? Welcome in.
She was.
Really was. No, I mean, you all know who I am. I'm not going to introduce myself, but I started reselling back in early 2018, I said I was pregnant. I'm like, man, I was at the time I was a car sales lady, and man, it took a lot of my time. I'm like, if I have a child, like I'm never going to see him. So I said, you know what, I got to figure out something that I can do from home. And at first, it started from part time. I did Macari and Poshmark, and then eventually I quit the dealership. And I went to work at the restaurant next door to it, and I was a bartender there. I've been a bartender for many, many years, but I went back to bartending, and I did both reselling and bartending. And then back, I think it was like, gosh, I think it was like beginning of 2020. I officially quit like a few days before the whole pandemic started. I had no idea what was going on. I don't watch the news anyway, so I don't really did. So I've been doing full time since then. I've been doing YouTube auctions, and I kind of put Poshmark and eBay off this to the side, but now I'm going full blown back on the YouTube, eBay, Poshmark, trying to get my Etsy store built up, and then I got my my booths that I got going on too. I got more than I'm going to have about 4 or 5 by the end of the year. So I've been staying busy with that, but it's been awesome. This is going to be my year. I'm hoping to actually make a profit here soon. That'd be sweet. So I'm sure we'll get into that too. But when you start out a business, you're not always making money right off the bat.
She's got 2 cases too, guys. So she's running the whole shebang, you know.
Yeah.
So you said 2 things that I wanted to bring up. One is if you are thinking about reselling and you haven't ever done reselling, you know, you can make this part-time, and it can even start out as a hobby, and you can move it to a business, and then, you know, make it part-time, whatever, and then make it full-blown, full-time business if you want it to. So this is the only thing that I know that you can take and make it fit to whatever your life, whatever's going on in your life right now. So that's one thing. And then the other thing, talk about profit. You know, they say it takes generally, you know, new companies, you know, the first 5 to 10 years will be your losses, and then, but that's your growing time, you know. So it's okay if you have a loss your first year. So, you know, don't beat yourself up too bad. Right. Okay, I saw that we had Cool Ranch pop in. Hey, buddy, what is up?
Hey.
And I think that's all I see that's popped in that's new, but I want to make sure I say welcome to you as well. So my expectations of this, and I got my notes here, guys, so forgive me because this is the first one, so this will become more natural as we go along. But this is all about positivity, and what started this for me and what made me want to do this is, y'all know I have been working out on Monday nights, and if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, I have been, yeah, we're going to make you smaller now. No, I'm just kidding. But I've been posting Motivation Monday on Facebook about my working out and about, you know, the journey of this and everything. And I've always had like some sort of motivational word in there. And I've also had like Zig Ziglar quotes in there as well. And so that's how this really kind of came about. And then Tiffany and I, before all this started taking off for us, we both kind of got in a funk, you know. So last year for us was very rough for us. And, you know, we went back and forth and trying to decide if this is what we wanted to continue to do. You know, it's like, screw this. Like for Tiffany, it was screw this. I'm going to go back and just do a job. And I was like, screw this. This is just too much. I'm just going to do my job and that's it. And, you know, this is also another job that just kind of makes you really go, man, there's some days you just don't want to do it anymore. It's like, you know, shipping and, you know, being available and all that kind of stuff. It kind of weigh on you at times. And so anyways, all this stuff that Tiffany and I have started doing and everything has really kind of jazzed up some more positivity. Now, a couple of weeks ago, not really a couple of weeks ago, February 1st, I was supposed to move into my booth, and I was pissed because I couldn't move in because the person's dated her thing wrong, her letter, saying that she wasn't going to move out to the end of this month. And so I'm messaging Tiffany right away, and I'm like, hell has no fury like me if this person does not get out of that booth. And come to find out, she wasn't going to move out. And so I'm like, screw this. I'm not meant to do this. This is not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do this anymore. And Tiffany the whole time was like, girl, you got this. It's okay, girl. It's just one day. Tomorrow will be a different day. And da-da-da. And of course, and her and I tend to go back and forth like that. She'll have a bad day and I'm doing the same thing and vice versa. And of course, when you're going through those emotions, those powerful emotions, you're like, shut up. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me that tomorrow's going to be a better day, because right now I'm in the moment and I need to feel this moment,
It was though, okay?
And sure enough, Tiffany was right, because the next morning I get a text saying that lady's moving out and I can move in.
Yep.
But it's moments like that you really need people that get it. My husband supports me 100%. He has been with me on this long journey so far, anyways. But he's not a reseller. He doesn't get it. I need to be around people that are like-minded like me. People that get it whenever, you ship something to the wrong person, and now you got to admit to that person that you shipped it to the wrong person, and you're going to send them a label, and then, it's happened. Those of you that I shipped to, it's happened. Y'all know this. Or something breaks, in the shipping, and, it's just, I just need people that understand it, people that get me, So people that speak my love language of reselling. So all that to say, and I'm sorry, I will probably go off on tangents and y'all can pull me back, but all that to say that I want this to be a place of positivity, that we can all share things and we can hold each other accountable if people need to be accountable. And there will be some things that we talk about that doesn't work for us, that might be taking us negative. But, I just want it to be a place where everybody can come together, get pumped up, and, want to continue to do this journey. So I will have different people on to come on and talk about different platforms that I'm not familiar with, that I don't do a lot of. So like Tiffany does a lot of eBay. I don't do eBay at all. I got other buddies in the community that does eBay. I've got, people that do a whole bunch of other stuff that I've never even done. So I want to bring people on to talk about, what their ideas are, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and any other topics, that we can think of along the way. We can talk about shipping, whatever. And then I got a couple of companies that I've been talking to that I'm trying to bring on, kind of tell you more about who they are, what they do, what their platform is, and everything. So I'm trying to work that out as well. And some resellers who started a brick and mortar type store, the bin stores and stuff, because that's becoming more and more popular. And so I want to try and find somebody to come on and talk about how they got started, what led to that, and, how it works and that kind of thing. I don't need to know all the secrets, but, just a glimpse into it. So, or people that started app selling platforms and so forth. So let me look at chat real quick. Let me see, make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm sure y'all been like talking back and forth. So let's see, been shipping until a few minutes ago. Awesome. I need a ship. Saying hello. We have to, here we go. Picky Nicky. We have to give ourselves some grace sometimes. None of us are perfect. And that's hard. Well, it's not that I think I'm perfect, but it's hard for me to remember that in the moment. Like, I want things to go smoothly. I don't want to have to be like, you tell me I can move on February 1st. I want to move in on February 1st. There's nothing else outside of that. I'm moving in on February 1st, and life happens and it doesn't happen that way sometimes, so very good point, Picky. Love it. And then she says she's only ever done eBay, but she's interested in learning about other platforms. And that's what I want to talk about. So like next, we won't come on next Monday because it's Valentine's Day, and I figure nobody would really want to come, be watching then. But the following Monday, I asked Tiffany to come back on with me so we can talk about Poshmark. So next Monday, the 21st, the following Monday, we'll talk about Poshmark. And then we'll just go from there. We'll talk about all different other stuff. So, and then those of you, we'll have a Q&A at the end of this. And so if you want to ask questions, Poshmark related tonight, go right ahead. We can definitely do that. So let's see. Cool Ranch says, I'm not a reseller, never used Poshmark or eBay, just a baby. Well, no big deal, Cool Ranch. Having you. And Ashley, you are singing my thought on eBay. I find it very hard. I find it very cumbersome. And so that's why I want like Tiffany, and there's another person I'm also talking to that I just want them to come on and just tell me all about eBay, because I don't know anything about eBay. Not from what I knew a few years ago when I used to sell on it. It's totally changed. So On to the next thing. Let me go ahead and post this link real quick. So the new company that I was telling you guys about is called Wholesale, Hausale. And if I can freaking figure out what I'm doing here, make sure my volume's down. There we go. So I'm going to post the link right here. And so if you are interested, today is kind of really the last day, I think is what I saw, for seller fees to not be, where you're not charged a seller fee. I think today's the last day. So sorry about that. I have kind of told y'all about this. I even dropped the link the other night. So I have kind of been telling y'all this. But a wholesale is a new selling platform. And it's, as I describe it, it's like Facebook Marketplace had a baby with eBay, and they do lot items. So if you have 20 watches, or like Tiffany sells her 75-piece jewelry for whatever amount that she wants to set that at, she can put it on there. So it's basically, it's going to be resellers for resellers. So if you got something that you haven't been able to sell, a lot of something, so if it's a certain clothing brand or whatever, you can go on wholesale and list that lot on there. And then when they go live, which I think, Tiffany, do you remember what day that is? Is that tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow.
Okay. When they go live, then you can, your lot will be live, and other resellers can you can set it as an auction item. And I think I don't think the buy it now is out just yet, but they're also going to have a buy it now. So, you can list some lot items as a buy it now, and some items will go as auction. And basically, it's going to be where you can just set it and forget it. So you don't have to work it. You don't have to do anything. And like I said, it's really going to be strictly starting out resellers for resellers. So, it's not something that I see myself, just being honest here. I don't see myself using it a whole lot. But if there's stuff that's piling up in my inventory that I just want to get out of my house, I can see myself using it for that. I know Tiffany's talked about that she is probably going to be more of a buyer, because you can probably get great deals and get a big quantity for a great amount, so. Let's see. They do have plans to go for local pickups. So that's where I said Facebook Marketplace will come into play. It'll be just kind of similar to that. If you want to participate in that, that will be an option. You won't have to do it. But if you want to, that way it saves people on shipping and so forth. So that will be coming. I told y'all it's reseller for reseller. Now I can't even read. Oh. All right. Set it and forget it. The fee that sellers will be kind of giving, kind of like Poshmark has their fees, eBay has their fees, Macquarie. Pretty much the only platform I know that does not charge a fee at this moment is Galaxy. And so that will be one night that Tiffany and I will come on and we'll talk about Galaxy, tell you all about it, give you more in-depth information about it and so forth. But wholesale, they're going to be, you'll have to give it basically 15% to wholesale, and then 3% for people that use their credit card to pay for the items. And so it becomes a grand total of 18% that you're going to be giving up. But compared to Poshmark, you're giving 20% to Poshmark for anything that's, $10, over $10 or $15. I can't remember what that amount is because I don't ever worry about it. So, I mean, it's similar to it. So, to use these platforms, you're going to have to give up something sometimes in order to use their layout and stuff, because, to come up with our own app or whatever, that could take time, and, you can go ahead and use something that's already made and you ain't got to worry about it. So, but that is wholesale. If you're interested, click on that link and go ahead and get on their waiting list, because once they go live, I don't know how their waiting list is going to go, how long it'll take to get on. I don't know if it's going to be like Whatnot, where it takes a few weeks to get on to Whatnot, some cases, or what. So if you even think you're remotely interested, even if it's 1%, go ahead and click on that link and just kind of see what it's all about. And then, I don't know, Tiffany, did you talk to anybody from wholesale?
Briefly, I know that the buyer is also going to pay 18% when they purchase as well.
Okay. All right.
That's another tidbit I learned the other night.
Right. Right. I know my person is, her name is Emma. I can't forget that because that's my oldest granddaughter's name. Um, and I think she and one other girl is the one that started it. And I'm trying, as soon as it slows down for her, I'm probably going to try to have her come on so she can tell y'all more about it and everything. Her and I've been in talks of doing that. And so, again, new platforms are constantly coming out, and you just kind of got to be on your toes and everything. Both Galaxy and Wholesale reached out to me to see if I would come on their platform and sell. And basically, the only reason why they reached out to me is because of my Instagram account. My Instagram account, at least on my account, I have over 3,000, almost 4,000 followers. And then my reselling one is starting to grow. But that's the reason why they reached out to me. So if you're putting stuff out there on Instagram, you're going to get recognized at some point. So let's see. So Cool Ranch has a question. So Poshmark is 20% for the seller. Yes. So you're it's $2.95 up to $10 that you give up to Poshmark. So anything that you sell for $10 or less, it's going to be $2.95. Anything over that mark, you're giving 20% to Poshmark. But the reason why I love Poshmark so much is, one, they make the listing easy, but they also send you the daggum shipping label, which Galaxy, you got to go on Pirate Ship, create your own label. Poshmark sends you the daggum label. You package your stuff, slap that slip or the shipping label on there, and boom, it's out the door. So to me, sometimes that 20% is worth it because I'm not having to do all that. I just got to print it, and that's it. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, what really drives sales on Poshmark and packaging, that kind of thing, because I know some people have always wondered about that. So with that, I'm going to move over to, this is all new to me. I showed this to Tiffany earlier. But here we go. Now we're going to move over to positive spot thoughts. And I guess I need to take down Cool Ranch's comment. All right. So positive spot thought. Rather you've been a reseller for several years, just started or you're starting to think about becoming a reseller, there are always 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. Even in 5 years I've been doing this, there's always 3 questions that I ask myself. And so I'm going to kind of go over those real quick. The first question is why? Why are you doing this? Mine is providing for my husband and I when we retire to kind of see what income I can bring in, because honestly, guys, and I've been in the financial business, working at financial firms like Smith Barney, A.G. Edwards, Wachovia, Prudential, and Mass Mutual, and MetLife. I've never early on I did, but I've never saved for retirement. My husband and I both have not saved for retirement. So this right here, this business is going to be our retirement to be able, besides our Social Security check. So that's what I'm gearing this business up for. So we have some sort of income coming in for us. So that's first and foremost the honest thing. And then also, this is what excites me. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. I love taking an item and seeing how much I can make off of it. I mean, that's really why all of us resellers do this, is to buy something at a low price and see how high of a price we can get for it. I mean, it's not rocket science. If you've been a reseller, been part of the reselling community, that's what's up. So, that's what it excites you. You only spent this much on an item and you just sold it for this much. Oh, heck yeah, let's go and do some more of that. I mean, that gets me fired up. And then also, this is probably even bigger than the first thing. It's mine. It's what I built. No one else has helped me with this. I've had people come in and help with shipping and stuff, but my ideas, my stuff that I pick out for the most part and everything, that's been mine. This is my baby. And so I'm the one that determines the success of it. Is it going to be something bigger? Is it going to, or am I going to slack and is it going to become less because I'm not focused on it, and everything. So, Your why. Why do you want to do this? Why are you doing this? Why are you going to keep doing it? So that's the first question. The second question is what? What are you going to sell? What are you thinking about selling? What is stopping you? Those are some of the questions I might ask myself. So if you haven't been a reseller and you decide you want to kind of start dabbling, is that the right word? Dabbling?
Definitely.
Putting your feet in a little, think about what you want to sell. Do you want to do jewelry? Do you want to do clothing? I would not recommend starting out that you have a whole bunch of things, because as I've told other people, learn one thing really well and then move on to something else. Poshmark, I started selling clothing, and so I learned about, different brands, the style, is it a mock collar? Is it a, Peter Pan collar? Is it short sleeves, 3/4, whatever? And jewelry was not my thing. And so I've learned a lot from Tiffany and other people that have sold jewelry, but mainly Tiffany. Whereas Tiffany, jewelry was her thing. That's what she knows well. And I think when you find other people that know things more than you do, you can learn a lot from that person. And so, what do you want to sell is one thing. And then how much do you need? Or no, that's the next item. What are you going to sell? What are you even thinking about selling? And what is stopping you? Like, I want to buy this to sell. Okay, what's stopping you from buying it? Well, it's, $300. I don't want to spend $300. Okay, well, you either got to decide if you're going to take that chance to see if you can make some profit, or take a chance and learn from it, even if you don't make a profit, So that's your second question. Your third question is how much? That's the favorite question. What do you want or need to make? For me, this is not my livelihood. I have a job. I have a safety net that I go to every day, Monday through Friday, but I'm making another man money. It's not my money. Whereas Tiffany, this is her livelihood. This is her job,
Mm-hmm.
And so she needs to know how much she needs to make for her family to survive. I just want to know how much I want to make. Oh, that sounds good. I'll do that, What do you need to change to make more money? So if you're not making as much money as you would like, what do you need to do to change that picture? How do you need to pivot to make that money that you need to make up? So every year I set what my monthly goal is. And every year I'm going for how much money and how many items. Those are my 2 items I go for. So, or make them a monthly goal, make them a quarterly goal. Or you can make them a daily goal if you want to. I want to make this much each day, or I need to make this much each day. Let's see. Or what would you like to make if the sky was if the sky was the limit? What would you like to make? Like when you sit back and kick back and you're kind of daydreaming, thinking, it'd be really cool if I could buy a brand new Audi, or I could, buy our next home, or whatever. What amount of money is that? Because it's okay to have those big, lofty goals and dreams, because that's what makes you keep pushing forward, is what keeps you going. Mm-hmm. So your 3 questions are why, what, and how much, anytime you're doing it. So let's look at chat real quick here. Yes, you can definitely do it. Cool Ranch, you could definitely do it. Ashley said, definitely start with something you like. My business of making silverware and jewelry made me love silverware, collecting, and selling. And Ashley will know a whole lot more about that than I ever probably could, unless I really wanted to learn about it, And pick things that excite you. Don't be okay, so here's Tiffany and I. Tiffany can sell toys like it's nothing. I can't. I've acknowledged that. I don't buy toys anymore unless it's just something I think would really easily sell, But,
just real quick, I got something to say. When I was in car sales, I first started in car sales back here in Billings, Montana, where I am now. I worked for Under Armour Honda. Man, I was brand new out the gate. I've always been a bartender. The old timers that have been there for 15, 20 years, My first month, I blew them out of the water. I was top salesperson for the year and a half that I was there. But I knew my product. I knew Honda. I killed it. Killed it. I was making $12,000, $13,000 a month, and that's not even a joke. Like, I wish I still had that money here again, but I don't because there's casinos every block here. Anywho, long story short, I moved to Pocatello, and I work for Lithia, Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep Ram, whatever, Jeep, whatever. See, I don't even know it. I hate the product. I hated it. I knew nothing about it. I had farmers coming in and asking me, I'm towing a 20-foot trailer that has, so many pounds. What truck do I need? I'm going. I went from top salesperson to I quit my job 6 months later. I hated it. I couldn't give a car away. So you have to sell what you like, what interests you. Scooter has all that glass and stuff. To me, I doesn't interest me. Not one bit does it interest me. So you got to sell what you like. If you get what you don't like, you're not going to make money off of it. And you're always going to have a bad buy, especially when you're first starting out reselling. I bought everything. Everything that I could get my hands on, I bought it. And to this
Yes.
day, I'm still finding stuff. I'm like, crap, this
I
again,
did not buy this.
But it's going to happen. But you have to sell what you like.
Yes.
I always go back to my car sales history, and I'm like, man, I killed it at Honda. I blew it at Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Blew it. So just a little food for thought. You're gonna have bad buys, but definitely if it interests you, do it.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
do it because your best friend sells it, because it's not gonna work for you.
What
It's
are you
just
trying to
not
say?
gonna work for you. That's my little tidbit for tonight. Anyway.
But that's great points. I mean, because I'll buy things thinking, oh, I can learn this, I can like it. But like Tiffany said, you're going to have those bad buys. It's going to happen. And you need them. You need to buy things and think, like Tiffany said, I went to Goodwill Bins all the time and bought all these clothes that were not name brand. They were all bread and butter. And little did I know they weren't going to bring in as much profit as some of the higher end brands.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, you're so absorbed in it, you're like, oh, I want to get that. I want to get that. Oh, that's cute. Let me sell that because it's cute. Not because it's a good brand. It's cute, And sometimes cuteness just does not sell. And so it is important that you do buy things to learn about it, but then find that niche. Find what you really do like. And it could be a couple of different items that you really like to sell. Clothing is my strong suit, but like Tiffany said, I've gotten into more of the glassware and more of the Indian Navajo Southwest jewelry items and pottery and stuff. Like those things interest me. Toys do not interest me. I like selling some plush, especially Beanie Babies. Y'all know that. Um, but other things, like it just does not grab my attention. It's not what grabs my eye when I go looking. So great point, Tiffany. Great point. I forgot all about that too because you've shared that story before with me. So
Yeah.
let's see. Ashley says, I break it down by hour, like an hourly job. If I was selling live for 2 hours, I made 100. I made 50 an hour, more than my nursing degree gave me. Exactly. In fact, I was talking about that today. It's like, it's a no-brainer. If I make, 100, 200, 300 a night, if I was to quit my job and really focus on this, if I felt secure enough to do that, then I would be killing it if I did 2 or 3 shows a day or, per however many, days a week, more than I could ever make at my job that I'm making money for another man. I mean, I love my boss. Do not get me wrong. He is super good to me. He buys me lunch every day. He takes me on trips. He's an awesome guy, and he would do anything for my family as I would do him. But again, I'm making him money. I'm processing stuff for him so he gets paid. I'm just making a paycheck. And in fact, I shared that with him today. I said, it's get up in the morning. It's like, oh, I got to go to the office. I love you, but I got to go to the office. I got to deal with customers needing stuff. And, if a customer's not happy and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just here to collect a paycheck. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, that's all I'm there for is to collect a paycheck. I've been doing my job for 25, 26 years. I can do it in my sleep. And it's not bringing me the satisfaction like reselling does. And I've always heard my dad, when I used to work for him for 18 years, he always told me, he said, if you ever get to a point where your job becomes a job, you need to quit and do what you love. But that's a lot harder to say when you got house payment, car payment, stuff like that. So, but I'm almost kind of like at that point where it's like, okay, do I really, in fact, Robert and I were talking before I came on. I said, there's times I'm like, let's just sell the house. Let's buy something cheaper. Let's get the car paid off. Let's pay off everything else. And then let's get to where we can survive just on his income. And let's see what I can do with this, Again, it's a crazy, lofty dream, and people have done it. But for me, there's that safety net of knowing that I'm getting a paycheck regardless. And then this is my fun money, So I don't know what it's like on the other side. Like for you, Tiffany, I don't know what that's like. I don't know, you got Jose's income for sure, but at the same time, it's like, it's like, I don't know if I could do that,
See, he wants to work from home too. When I quit, I just went in head first, feet first, whatever the term is. I quit my job, and I'm like, I'm working full time. And I used to make good money as a bartender, like damn good money. Like, and it's kind of like Scooter. I've been doing it for so long that it was easy. It wasn't stressful. I went in, I had fun with my customers, and I made buku money. But Jose wants to quit too, and he goes, well, you need to be able to pay for all the bills before I can quit. So I cannot do that. I said that if you was to quit, I wouldn't be worried at all, because I'd be able to have more time to list. I'd have more time to do auctions. I could do an auction in the morning and at night, even if it's only for an hour and a half. Sometimes in an hour and a half, you can make a couple $100, and sometimes in 5 hours, you only make a couple $100. It depends on the day. But I said, I wouldn't be worried, because then we'd have all this extra time. And then with extra help, shipping easily takes me, good God, way too long. If I held help doing it, that would save so much time to where I could add a few extra shows rather than me shipping. But it's scary, but I think it's worth the plunge on my opinion, the way where I'm coming from, of course. But you never know if you don't try. That's how I feel. I'm a gambler, so.
Yeah, definitely are. In more ways than one. So, yeah, and that's like Tiffany is. I'm one of these. I had jewelry at the auction website that I go to. I had some lined up. I was going to buy it. Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, Lindsay.
Lindsay Ann. Hey, girly. But I was going to buy this stuff the other night. I had it all ready. My bid was in and everything. And then I was like, oh, I got to get my hair done Wednesday. Well, crap, maybe I shouldn't spend my money there, and I just went in and canceled it. I panicked. Whereas Tiffany is like, give it all to me, give it all, And sometimes when I do get in those funks, though, those are times I'm dangerous, because then it's like, buy now, I'll ask for forgiveness later, or I'll deal with the consequences of it later. So luckily those times don't happen too often anymore, but they do happen. So Cool Ranch says, Tiff, I think I'm in a similar position as you. So, and Cool Ranch, you just got to start somewhere. You just got to take that first step.
Mm-hmm. I think Jose is planning on quitting here probably like May, June, something like that. And we're going to start buying storage units and all that fun stuff. But like lately, I've got the 3 booths and the 2 cases, and then with the extra auctions that we've been doing and the extra platforms that we've been doing, I've gotten a lot of inventory lately. But I'm hoping, what's the saying? You got to spend money to make money. Well, I'm really hoping that's true, because I spent a lot of damn money. And but like, I'm the person though, I either get it all or I don't get nothing at all. It's either one or the other. I don't go in between where I buy 1 or 2 pieces. No, give me everything you have. I want everything. And then I'll talk to you again in a couple months, and I'm going to buy you out again. But I'm not. I really wish I didn't have that mentality. But then again, I've also made out really well by doing that. And right. I've also put myself in a funk too before. So, it's
it's a give and take relationship,
Right.
Ashley said, she said, I have a hard time finding an inside person or place to buy from. And honestly, that just comes, you just gotta do a lot of digging and find one buyer. Either eBay, Poshmark, a flea market, yard sale, whatever. Find that one person. If you like their items, communicate with them and say, hey, I'd be willing to spend $1,000 or $3,000 or whatever that money is that you want to spend. If you can give me a bulk amount for a great discount or whatever.
Build relationships. Look everywhere. I mean,
Yes.
I've shopped a lot of places. I got some honey holes. I drive by certain places and I go to my certain spots. I got the people online, whether it's a Facebook or an eBay seller. I bought a lot of stuff from eBay and Facebook, but at the end of the day, when you come 2 years now to this date, I only have 2 or 3 who I really buy from regularly. It's, you're gonna have some trial and error, unfortunately, where you find people, okay, I bought a bunch of stuff from them. Oh, this was crap, or it wasn't what I was expecting, it was way too expensive at the end of the day. But then you find this other person that has better quality, they're nicer, they have better deals for you, and then they like you because they're like, oh, she's going to spend like $5,000 or $6,000 with me every couple months. So we're going to get a hold of her. Hey, we got some new stuff in. Before I post it for sale, is this something that you're interested in? It's a lot of building relationships with folks.
Yes. And there's some relationships you will get burned. I mean, and some of those relationships can be, long-standing relationships, and you get burned. I mean, you just always, the luck of the draw is what it comes down to. Is the luck of the draw. Yeah. So I mean, it just happens, and that's what this is all about: is taking chances and figuring out what works for you. And that's the other reason why I wanted to do this Monday Motivation, is to share ideas of what's working without giving away your secrets, because we all got, places that we do buy from or whatever. And I don't want to tell, somebody where I get that from, because then there goes the inventory that I could have used for, selling on the auction or the flea market booth or whatever. I mean, there are people out there, and there are some things I don't mind sharing. It's just going to depend on what those things are. And so I do have a list of companies that has been shared, so it's not anything that I'm sharing to you that's new. If that's something y'all would like to talk about on another episode, let me know in the chat if that's what you want to talk about, and I can bring those companies up and let you know where some of these wholesale deals are. Again, it's not something that's a secret. It's been shared on Instagram. It's been shared on YouTube channels and stuff like that. So if y'all are interested in for me to give you all that list, let me know. I'll be more than happy to share it with you. And again, all of them are going to be trial and error. Some of them are great. Some of them are not so great. It's just, luck of the draw, what you get in those items. So, let's see. Cool Ranch says, first step with eBay or Poshmark, any recommendation? Me, honestly, and I think I shared it with somebody. Me, honestly, would be Poshmark, just because the simplicity of listing. You got a title, you got your pictures, you got your title, you got your description, you got your individual, like what brand, what size, whatever, and how much you want to list it for. And you can put the original price. That original price, to me, is important, because if it would have cost me $50 in the store and I can buy it from you for $25, I'm going to buy it because I knew it cost $50 in the store. So that's important, I think. And so just for simplicity, starting out, in Poshmark, now you can do everything. Used to, it was just clothing. Clothing doesn't interest everybody. So, but now that you can do everything on Poshmark, I personally would start with Poshmark for simplicity. Mercari has never been a good one for me. Definitely is not a good one for Tiffany right now. And so I don't like Mercari, but there might be other people in chat that likes Mercari, and that's fine, because some people do very well at Mercari and suck at Poshmark, So, it's just, I lost my train of thought. So for me, Poshmark would be it.
And but that's why I want to, if you are a brand new reseller or you're thinking about reselling, sell something around your house. Go fill up a box of stuff that you do not use or want. Sell that first. See how you like it.
Right.
Don't go out to the Goodwill or to a yard sale, fill up your car. That's how I started. I started off Macari. Macari was awesome for me. Then all of a sudden it was a downhill slope. But I just sold stuff around my house to see how it worked, got the rhythm of it, see like, okay, I made this much money off of this. Okay, I get the idea of how the fees work. So if I lose on shipping, if it breaks, I don't care. Just if you're just starting out or you're thinking about it, sell some random things around your house. I think that would be the best idea. Get a feel for it, and then go on and make an investment wherever it is that you decide to go invest in.
Right. And I think for me, starting out was children clothing because I bought so much crap for Emma because she was my first grandbaby and she was a girl and I had to get all the different outfits and stuff, but I had to get rid of it. But now this is where I am like Tiffany, where I just jump in both feet first and don't ask questions. I did go to all these Goodwill bins and Goodwill stores and like I was just like, oh, I'm in this now. I just made money off my daughter's. My very first sale was a pair of Converse, and they were the tall Converse ones. They weren't the high tops. They were the lace up ones. That was my first sale, and I was hooked on Poshmark. Hooked. Then I went to Goodwill bins once I found out we had a Goodwill bin here, or Goodwill outlet, whatever you want to call it. And that was it. And I, like Tiffany said, when you get hooked, you're like, oh, I want to buy that, I want to buy that, I want to buy that. And before you know, you got a whole bunch of crap that really isn't going to make you a whole lot of money. So then you're trying to figure out how to get rid of it. So yeah, I would definitely start with Poshmark. Let's see. Lindsay is thinking about reselling also. So definitely, I mean, you just got to take that first step, the first step, list one item. Ashley says, get a cheap light box for Amazon for pictures. Yes, I made my first light box out of cardboard and tissue paper. There you go.
Another thing too,
lighting is important.
If you don't have room for a light box, if you don't want to use a light box, another new thing that I learned, Photo Room is a great app. I think I paid $99 for the year. But really, if I didn't want to use a light box, I don't need to. I could take a picture in my dark little corner over here on my black table. I scan it. It's really quick. It's really easy. You just replace the picture with whatever you just took it with, and
you makes tell it white background. Yes.
You get a white background. Everything's perfect. So if that's something you're interested in, if you want to learn more about it, message Scooter and I. We can show you what it is and how to work it.
Now, for me, for Photo Room, I don't pay anything. It's like, I just want the white background. I don't need all the other extras. So
I like it.
You have that starting out. You don't have to spend money on that, So just kind of throwing that out there as well. And then Picky Nicky makes the best point right here. Amy, watch some videos. Paul Antonelli taught Susanna how to list on eBay, and she watched that before she started, and it helped me a bunch. And that's really that's how I got started on Poshmark. I went on YouTube, put in Poshmark reselling, or I might just put Poshmark in. Next thing I know, all these videos are flooding in, and you'll find it, or how to sell on Poshmark, or how to sell on eBay, whatever it is you want to learn. Put in your YouTube search, and you can find every daggone stinking video out there for the most part to learn about whatever platform it is that you want to learn about. And there's people out there that'll tell you what works for them, what didn't work for them, and so forth and so on. So definitely watch a lot of videos. Raven, hey, welcome. Raven says she made her own light box for $5 3 years ago and still uses it today. So yes, you can go on YouTube and look up how to make a light box. People will tell you exactly how to make a daggone light box where you don't have to buy one. But you can get them fairly cheap if you're not one of those. Like I'm not, I don't have the patience to make one. I just rather go ahead and buy it already made. Then you can find some good deals on Amazon and Facebook Marketplace. Just put it in search. You can find one locally and get it, fairly cheap that way as well. So, And Ashley says she still has her light box. Y'all are creative. Like that is not my area. Not that kind of area that I like. Robert could do that, but no. I just don't. I just want this idea to come to fruition, whatever that word is. I just want it to come to life, So like for my flea market booth, we used the rods not the rods, the brackets out of this closet here, because I just have a big old metal shelf in there that has all y'all's, well, not all y'all's now because I got y'all's cubbies, but all of my shipping supplies and everything. So we took those brackets out of there and a board, and I bought a rod at Lowe's. And for my flea market booth, those that y'all have seen my flea market, we made a clothing rack out of that. So it gives me more floor space. But again, I didn't do that. Robert did it. Like, I'm not taking any credit for that. I just, here's the idea, make it happen. That's all I want. You know, he's the tech guy. My computer goes bad. Here's the problem. Just fix it. I don't know how you got there. I don't want to know what the solution was. Just fix it. Just make it work. You know, that's me. So, all right. So I want to keep these to an hour long show. Unless chat really starts blowing up and we're having good conversation, then obviously we'll go longer. Let me just share this right here. Keep in mind that just like a job, time is money. So all the time you put into research and videos and learning is worth money. Basically, your time is worth money. Yes, exactly. You know, kind of like in my job and in the field that I'm in, all of my financial reps, they break down what it is, you know, whatever product they're selling or whatever, how much time they spend with the customer and what they think those that charge a planning fee. What does that be? You know, what does that entail? How much service are you going to give somebody, you know, to determine how much you charge? And that's the way it is here. You take pictures, you take measurements, you do your listing, you got to share it. You got, you know, there's so much that goes into reselling, especially on Poshmark, that you got to take that into consideration. Don't be afraid to start high and then drop that price if you have to, you know, a month from now or whatever. Always start high, you know. But do take that in consideration of how going out and sourcing. That's time. That's a lot of time. Take that into consideration, you know, and then break out. Okay, this takes me X amount of time. This is what I need to make that justifiable, you know. So, yes, great point, Ashley. Definitely great point. So, you got something to say?
No, not for this episode.
No, I thought you were about to say something. So that's why it's like,
oh no, I was
like
just breathing.
So, were you gonna say anything?
No.
So this just leads up to what I'm doing is my yearly word is intentional. It's right here on the board. You can see part of it. You can see intent. But my word of the year is intentional. That's in the forefront of my mind at all times, being intentional. So does anybody does this? Does anyone else do this? Did you pick a word for the year? Like for the longest for me, dream big it's all over my office. Everywhere you look in my office, you see dream big. And so for the first 4 years, that's what my word has been. This year, intentional is my word. I don't know if anybody else does that. I don't know if you come up with your word to kind of, you know, make you be able to focus on your business or whatever, you know, you're going towards in your life. Oh, wow. Raven says she closed her brick and mortar. You wouldn't believe the inventory that she has. So, I want people to come and talk about those kind of things. Tell me how you got started doing a brick and mortar. Why it didn't work, you know, that kind of thing. You know, what are the pitfalls? What are the good things, you know, so forth. So definitely want to be able to talk about that kind of stuff. I'm glad that Scooter pushed you into this, Tiffany. See, she's awesome, right? She's like, I'll just hang off in the background. I don't have anything to talk about. Yes, you do, girl. You got more than
I got some input, you know.
So Ashley says, I don't really have a word, but I have a way I want to feel. There you go. So that feeling has a word, though. What's that word that you want? Or what's that feeling of that? What's that word for that feeling? You know, COVID killed it. That has happened to a lot of businesses. But my word is intentional. If you don't have a word of the year, what would your word be? You know, something to think about. There is a lady that I like to watch on YouTube. Her name is Amy something. Cool Ranch has a great name, by the way. But she is all about taking control of your life. I feed off that kind of stuff. Tiffany will tell you she does not. I love that stuff. I love being motivated. I love being motivating for others. I love coaching others and all that kind of stuff. And Tiffany's like, yeah, whatever. But she talked about these, these words that you have and how to block your day and all this other stuff. But anyways, but she had the word of the year, for her. Joy, satisfied, I guess. Cool Ranch says accomplishment. And see, I keep it on my board and on my computer. I have, if you want to experience significant progress towards your goal, whatever goal that is, personal, business, working, health, spiritual, whatever that is, you need to be intentional about the work you're doing every day. Not some days, not next week, not next month or next year. Every day, you need to be intentional about that. If it's important to you, it will become intentional to you. So like working out, I never dreamed that 5 months later, I would still be working out. I wouldn't dream that I would lose 38 pounds in 5 months, but it became important to me. So if it becomes important to you, you're going to be, and you have that word in front of your face all the time, it's going to become important. You're going to start feeding off of that. And, oh yeah, I need to be intentional about today. So who again? Positive thinking. I'll look her up here in just a second, let you know, Amy. She's, if you really want to know, I don't know if that's a joke because I never know about you, Cool Ranch. Sometimes you like to pull my leg. But she is awesome. She is one that I love to just watch, and she tells you about how to time block and everything, but basically how to take control of your life and live the good life. That's her tagline. Living the good life. Good life, good morning, I think is what her tagline used to be.
And while she's looking that up real quick, I feel like with reselling, the sky's the limit on that. Like you don't go punch a clock, work your 40 hours and get a set paycheck. If you need extra money, get up, get going, do an extra auction, list an extra 20 things that week or whatever. I mean, really, you can kind of set your paycheck, kind of like with the car sales deal. If you wanted to make extra money that week, go in earlier than the next guy. Go and work on your day off. Of course, you're running your own business, so you can take off whatever you want and work whenever you want. If you want to work at 2 a.m., you can, because if the rest of the day you were busy, just work as hard as you want. You can make as much as you want, and don't get disappointed when sometimes you might have an auction or a week where you only make 20 or 30 bucks, and you're like, oh, man, that sucked. Like, is this really worth it? Like, man, that was awful. You might have a couple of those in a row. Don't let that get you down, because you know what? The next day or the next week, you might make 500, 600, 700, 800, 2,000. I've done it before. Some weeks I made only 200 bucks, and some weeks I made 3,000 bucks. I'm like, damn. Like, yeah. This is why I do what I do. Like, oh, let's go. But don't let a slow day or a slow week get you down. Just get back on it. Brush it off your shoulders. Go eat a bowl of cereal. Go watch your show. Get back at it the next day. Just roll.
Yes. So I put in there is Amy Landino. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She is awesome. I love her voice. She's just so easy to listen to. And oh my gosh, Caffeinated Christy, how in the world are you? Dude, the sloth collection, right? Yes. Love my sloths. Ashley says, shout out to Aqua Girl for her smarts on vintage jewelry. Yes, Cool Ranch, her name is Amy Lindino. But like Ashley did say somewhere above here, she said, your customers are smart. Learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and like she said, Aqua Girl knows a lot, and there's some of y'all that know a lot about stones. And when Tiffany and I get to a stone that we don't know about, it's like, I don't know what this is. Somebody in chat, I know you know what this is. And usually there's like one person or two people that will know every time what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I miss you, Caffeinated Christy. How are you? All right. Oh, hey. Thank you. Thank you so much. Is it Tachuba? Is that how you say it? Tachuba Treasures? I like it. So, back to the word intentional for me. Being intentional, listing on whatever selling platform it may be. If it's Poshmark that you're starting with, make a goal to list. List 3 items a day. Make it 5 items. Make it 1 item. Even if it's just 1 item a day, I guarantee you your listings are going to grow and people are going to, shop from you more and stuff. So just make it 1 listing a day. Make it 3. Make it 5. Make a week total. If you don't like daily, okay, I want to do 10 listings a week, or I want to do 20. Whatever that number is, do it. Be intentional about it. Poshmark, and I can find it, had a day I'm a very visual person. I have my auction totals up here. I have my total sales. I want to see it, and I want to see last year's. I want to be able to know that I'm beating this month's, last year's number. So for me, Poshmark had a thing where you just color your dots.
Oh, never mind. Different thing. They have a 30-minute message
too. In just a second. But they had a sheet where you just color in the dots, so you can kind of keep up with how many listings you're doing each day. And I made it a monthly thing, so each month I had that, and it's days 1 through 31. So you can circle or color in each dot, and know how many listings you did for the whole month. So, and then Tiffany was going to share real quick about Poshmark, the things that make you successful starting out. And this is available. We can send it to you. This isn't something that her and I dreamed up or whatever. Everybody pretty much that's been around Poshmark knows about this. So go ahead, Tiff.
It's called once a day and done 30-minute method for Poshmark. What it is it helps with your algorithm. It's supposed to help make you successful and get more sales. Share 30 from your closet. So if you have 100-something things in your closet, but you're limited for time, just share 30 of them to your followers. And it gets into more depth in here. List 3 items. Follow your followers. So if someone follows you, follow them back. Maybe share an item or something. Follow net closets. There you go. Just joined and fresh closet. So people who just joined and they just have 1 or 2 items, help them out. Share something. I know Poshmark's a lot more hands-on, more social. You're always sharing and such, but it's a super easy platform and it's quite successful. And then it says, do not advertise. Graciously welcome new posters to the community. So once again, someone joins, just follow them. Even if they don't have anything up, give them a follow. It makes them feel more motivated to keep on going. Like, man, I just joined 3 days ago and I only got 1 follower. Oh, it's crappy. It's a crappy feeling. And then share back any activity. So when they share for you, share back for them. We can share this on our Facebook page, but this really actually does work. It might sound kind of silly, but in reality, it really works, and it's good. It's part
of that. I think it's part of that whole algorithm for Poshmark. It literally, I promise you, do it for 2 weeks, do it for a month. I promise you, it will work. I've done it, and whenever I start getting lazy with Poshmark and I want to focus on Poshmark sales, I'll put that in force. And I've been on there for 5 years now. I have hundreds of thousands of followers, but it's still slow, guys. It's still slow for me at times. And so when I want to focus on it, I'll put that method. It's just a 30-minute method. Before you know, you're done for the day. 30 minutes, guys. We all can find 30 minutes somewhere. Even if it's staying up an extra 30 minutes or getting up an extra 30 minutes. I'm not getting up extra 30 minutes, so I'll stay up, But Lindsay asked, how do you share from someone else's closet? So basically, you just pull up whoever's closet you want to pull up. I don't know who this person is. Her name is Chadney. But basically, I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me make myself a little bigger. But, yeah, it's still coming in too bright. But there's a box. It's the third one. There's a heart that shows that you like it. There's a bag with a plus sign to add it to a bundle if you want to buy it. And then there's an arrow going this way and an arrow going this way. You click on that and share it. So it's like Poshmark. When I tell you it's a simplicity and easy, it doesn't take much to figure it out. And it definitely, go on YouTube, Google it. You'll find the answer. I promise you. It's that easy. Cheyenne, I'm late. That's fine, girl. You made it.
Hey, Cheyenne.
So, Lindsay, if you want me to message you about that, I can definitely message you. It's super easy. Lisa Jenkins, do y'all have accountants to keep up your money coming in, going out? I started doing that in April of last year. I hired an accountant, and I use GoDaddy bookkeeping. So, and that's what I was trying to do with y'all. I was trying to send invoices through GoDaddy, which was using PayPal, but it just became too much for you guys to figure out where the daggone GoPay thing or whatever it said. But it would automatically update my book. I wouldn't have to do anything. Like, it would just send it to you guys, and then as soon as y'all paid, it would update my book, and, you know, it was nice. But I want it easy for my customers, too. But, yes, I use an accountant now. I think Tiffany does, too, right?
I've been using, I got a bookkeeper. I've been using her since beginning of 2020, so going on 2 years now. And basically for her, she has all my login information for most of my accounts, my PayPal, my business bank account, and a few other credit cards that I use for my business. But she's awesome. Anyway, so she goes and does all that for me. Then at the end of the month, I pay her, I think I pay her $150. And then I just go and sometimes I do personal purchases on certain cards and stuff. I'll go, okay, this and this and this was a personal purchase, ignore that. Or I spend this much through my personal account for inventory. And then that's it. And then at the end of the year, she goes, okay, you made this much or lost this much. And then she does my taxes for me and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I don't deal with that because I'm horrible at numbers.
And then Ashley says, Lisa, I'm old school, pen and paper for me. See, I use GoDaddy bookkeeping, and I keep up with, like, I want to do as much of the work on that part, so I'm not paying my accountant so much come quarterly or end of the year. Right now, I did end of the year, but once he knows how much I made this past year, he might say, okay, this year we need to do quarterly estimates. You know, but that's why and the other reason why you hire an accountant is because if they screw up, it's on them. It's not on you. It's on you if you didn't report it correctly to them. That's a totally different story. But if there's a mistake, it's on them. You ain't got to deal with the IRS. They do it for you. Mm-hmm. I decided one year I was going to do our tax return back in 2017. And for some reason, Robert got 2 W-2s and they were stuck together. And so I didn't report all the income. And we got audited in 2019. And I think that's what it was. And it took a whole year. But luckily I was able, that's how I found my account. I'm like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I'll send a letter for you and we'll get it taken care of, you know. So, and ever since then, I'm like, never again will I ever file my own taxes. Ever again. So, that's the good thing about having an accountant. It's worth paying someone to do it for you, especially when you get into reselling and stuff like that, because, you know, people do take advantage of the government and stuff like that. And you kind of want someone in your corner if you got to deal with the IRS and all that. So, another thing about being intentional, if you do YouTube, being intentional to go live or do a buy it now video or just a video. This is one that I'm personally working on. That's why Tuesday nights we started kind of doing on my channel, so I can be a little bit more intentional about going live on my channel on YouTube and so forth, you know, because we always go live on Tiffany's, and that's fine with me if I'm honest about it. I'm okay with it. But being a little bit more intentional with my own YouTube channels, and again, you know, yes, it's nice to have subscribers and stuff, but to me, meeting all of you, getting to know y'all and everything, that's a little bit more important to me than growing my channel. But at the same time, I understand it's something that must be done. So, anyways, let's see. Lisa said, yeah, that's what scares me if I mess up on something. Yes, it's worth it. It's worth the investment. The other point is talk to people. Get out of your comfort zone. Pick a couple or so people to get advice from that you trust and feel like you can get what advice you need. Why am I having this issue? What, you know, why is this not working? And so forth. For me and Tiff, we just got a booth. We went out and talked to people about booths and went to these flea markets and investigated before we actually even thought about doing a booth and stuff like that, you know, which leads me into the other point is if you have a booth or thought of one, make sure you're working it. Make sure you're going there and being intentional about what you're putting in your booth, either every day if you got time for that. I do not. Tiffany does. Or every weekend or once or twice a month, but make sure you're doing something with that booth. You got to be intentional about it. Or if you don't have one or want one at a different location besides the one that you might already have, go and check that place out. See what other people have and what they are doing. Is it a fit for you? If they're selling high-end, more pricier items, does that really fit your business model? Are you going to be selling more higher-end items? Is it junk? Some people, I know they always say one man's junk is another man's treasure or something like that. But some places might just have junk. Is it cluttered? You might like clutter. You might like, junk and stuff. So make sure it fits you. And do you like the vibe of it? Like the vibe of the owner and the booths, all the ones that you see, do you like the vibe? Does it gel with what you do, And then talk to the owner if you can. Ask questions, get the info. Which is the same thing about talking to other people. That's why I wanted to do this. Like, I don't know everything. Tiffany doesn't know anything. Surely we can learn from y'all. Y'all can learn from us. Whatever, but find one or two people that you want to talk to and learn more about what they're doing, if it's something that you're not doing, or if they're doing the same thing that you're doing. Why is it not working? Why am I having this slow month or whatever? Well, let's take a look at your Poshmark closet. Let's see what you got listed. Okay, you got this, this one brand here, you're asking $50, but really it's only a $20 item, Those are kind of things that you could be asking and doing. So be intentional about taking action on your business. Be intentional about taking action on starting your business. So even if you haven't started, you can still be intentional about it. So let's see. Me messaging Tiffany at 2 a.m.
I get insomnia, guys. So if you ever message me late at night or early in the morning, I only won't answer if I really am asleep, which is rare.
Corin says on you unless you're using a CPA. If it's just a tax prepare, you'll be hung out to dry. Yes. And see, that's like even in my daily job, we always tell people when they, well, how much taxes should I withhold from my RMD, which is your required minimum distribution that you got to take out eventually as you get older, if you have an IRA. We tell them, you need to go talk to your tax advisor. We don't give tax advice. That's why you pay someone to give you tax advice, to let you know what you should be doing. Raven says, every day with my brick and mortar, there's always something to do, rearranging, cleaning, pricing, selling. Exactly. And if you don't have anything to do, be intentional about finding something to do, whatever it is. So how much do you have to earn before you start paying in taxes? $600, I believe.
I think Raven's right, though. It does depend on each state. Each state is different.
Yeah, very true. I know when I was selling for Pamper Chef, even, an MLM, I had to make $600 before I did a K1. You still got to claim your income regardless. It doesn't matter if you make $500, if you make $10,000. You still got to claim that income regardless. But I think it does vary by state on how much you got to pay and so forth and so on. And then you get into like PayPal. PayPal, you got to do $20,000 in annual sale, and you got to have 200 invoices that went out or more in order to get their tax document. But if I didn't do it, I still got to claim that income. So Raven said my state is 400, and federal is different, right? Corinth. Always different. So remember that the only person that can hold you back is you. That's it. Only you can hold yourself back. I don't feel like doing an auction tonight. Well, you made that choice. That's your decision, or I don't feel like listening today. Okay, well, that's fine. You're not going to sell anything, So why are you holding yourself back? So all that to be said, and I know we've been kind of going over Q&A, but I'm going to open the floor up now. So are there any other questions? I mean, anything that y'all want to talk about? So look and see if anybody has any questions. Y'all have brought up great questions tonight. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I probably won't go live next Monday because it is Valentine's Day. I do have a husband, even though married 20 years, we don't really celebrate it, but you know.
I'll go live for her.
But definitely we'll be back on the 21st. That night we'll definitely talk about Poshmark. It'll be all about Poshmark. So if you thought about doing Poshmark or you've been doing Poshmark and you're interested in Poshmark, come back for the 21st for that. And then Monday, February 28th, I'll be doing, I'll have Tiffany on and Callie. Well, if you want to come on, you don't have to. Callie Reseller Lewis. Callie Lewis. Louise? I always call him Lewis. I feel so bad. That's just what I've seen. That's what my brain processed. But he'll be on with me on the 28th of this month, and we're going to be talking about live auctions and stuff that he does as well and so forth. I just want to learn about people, you know. So that's the other reason why I'm doing this. I love talking to people. I love getting to know people, if y'all do not know that already. So that's another reason why I'm doing this Monday motivation. So, Coolrich said, learn a lot tonight. Thank you. Thanks, Scooter. Oh, thank you. So, do y'all like this? Do y'all like this format? This is something totally different than what Tiffany and I normally do. Like, I really want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think this is a great idea, or do you think I should just blow it up? You won't know my feelings any. But again, I just want to bring us all together and just talk about anything reselling. And like I said, there'll be some nights that we kind of go off topic. It might be something, you know, look, guys, I really had a rough day today. This is what's going on. You know, what would y'all do if y'all were in my shoes, you know? So,
rainbows and butterflies.
Exactly, right? Or my gosh, this person I had on Poshmark, you know, she was asking 50,000 questions and still didn't end up buying it. And, you know, there will be days like that too. You know, y'all won't believe this. You know, Ashley says, I think it's a great idea. Great session. Are there times outside of this? For now, I'm starting on Monday night. If I tend to get more people that want to do it. If you ever have questions outside of here, though, Cool Ranch, please do not hesitate to ask me or Tiffany or anybody. But definitely, I'm. If you ever want to talk face to face, we can do FaceTime on Facebook, or I could throw up a StreamYard and send you the link, and you and I just come on here and talk. You know, we don't necessarily have to be in a group setting. Lisa said, yes, thank you, Scooter and Tiffany. I enjoyed it myself, like talking with y'all. And then, let's see, where can we speak offline?
Yeah. Message us anytime. If you want to, we could also send you a link to a StreamYard where we can talk like this, like Scooter and I, when we're backstage and we're not live, where nobody can see us, no one's chatting, we're just chit-chatting. We could do that. We could screen share too. And we can show you how to do things through the computer and all that stuff. But we can definitely do that, Scooter and I, or Scooter or I, or whatever. Whatever works for all our schedules.
Yes. And that's what I kind of plan, like, for platforms that I know. So, like Poshmark, I plan to do screen share to kind of show you things and so forth. Because a lot of times it's easier to show you guys than for me to sit here and try to describe it. Or show my phone and you can't even see it. And Galaxy will be another one, since I know it will. And then we'll, if we do eBay and I have, like, Tiffany on with me, you know, she'll just have to tell me where to go on it. Well, no, but I can let you share your screen, right?
I think, yeah, I can share screen.
Okay. So, you know, when we talk about that, then I might let Tiffany take over that because I don't know anything about eBay, you know, or whoever, you know. But, yeah, I think screen sharing would be great for you guys as well. So, yeah. Anything else? Corinne says took lots of notes. Oh.
Yeah, I definitely want to go over one night about the booth. I've learned a lot in the past couple weeks, and I've been having very good success. In just 9 days of having my booth and case open, I'm at about $1,000 in sales, and I want to kind of share with you what I've been doing and how I've been doing that. So that'll be a topic for sure one night. I'm excited.
Yes. See, she didn't want to do this at all, guys. She's just like, no, I don't have to be there. Yes, you do.
See, I'm excited now. But the word, my phrase lately is, I'm so freaking jazzed.
And see, that could be your sentence of the year. I'm so freaking jazzed, you know.
I'm jazzed, man. Jose just laughing at me. I'm like, I am.
Right? And like Tiffany and I, we use Facebook Messenger quite a bit. Like, we don't have to talk on the phone or FaceTime. But we'll send videos to each other and so forth. And it's like, some of those videos, like, oh my God, you won't believe what just happened. And then there's some videos where, like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened. This person, sometimes it's not nice words, but you know. So find that person that you can connect with is where I was going with that. Find someone that you can, look, dude, this just happened to me and I need you to let me vent for one, and then two, let me know if you got any advice. Or someone that you share good news with, you know. And that also leads me to, if y'all want accountability, those of y'all that are just starting, let me know. I don't mind helping holding you accountable. We can do it through texting. We can do it through Facebook. Whatever you want to do, I would be more than happy to help get you started, and especially if it's Poshmark, and hold you accountable. You know, if you're wanting to do 20 listings a week, Scooter, I want to do 20 listings a week. I need you to check in with me every Friday to see if I've done those 20 listings. Let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it. It just takes
Another thing I've been thinking about doing, I haven't went over with you yet, but doing a listing challenge in the Facebook group.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do want to do more things for the Facebook group, for Scooter and I and everybody else too, to hopefully bring us more success and cashola. And but I'll talk with Scooter about that and see how we can do it to make it fun for everybody, to keep everybody accountable for listing every day and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned for that. The Facebook group will be changing a little bit, but if you are not part of that group, is that in the description, Scooter?
It should be. I think I'll list it. Your information. Yes, it's in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a big one. But yeah, if you're not part of the Facebook group, I'm going to drop the link. Definitely join it, guys. It's not just for Scooter and I. It's for everybody to share, to learn, to find new buyers, to find new sellers, get advice if you have any questions on an item that you can't quite figure out, or if you want, you know, a number of different things. Here is that link. Please join that group. And yeah, just enjoy it. Use it. Utilize it. Anyway.
Yes. And Facebook, you can always, Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram DM. I'm on there all the time on both of them. Always feel free to reach out to me. Some of y'all have my cell number. Never hesitate to text me. Go ahead and text me. I have my phone on vibrate, so even if it's middle of the night, go ahead and text me. I'll get to you first thing in the morning. So, you know, I am here for you. Tiffany's here for you if you need help or guidance or whatever that may be. So feel free to utilize us. And if we don't know the answer, we'll at least point you in the right direction or point you to someone that would know the answer. So, again, not next Monday night, but the 21st, we'll be back on. We'll do Poshmark. I'll even show y'all how to do a listing on Poshmark. So if you've never done Poshmark and you want to know how it works, I'll share my screen and show you exactly how it works to list an item on Poshmark. So if nothing else, guys, y'all have a great rest of your Monday. Have an awesome week. And just love your weekend coming up. You know, do something fun. Robert and I are going out of town to go to some flea markets. So do something fun this weekend as well. Stay positive. And guys, always remember, hold on just a second. I got to bring my little thing up here. Always remember that the dream is for free, but the hustle, it is sold separately. You got to work for it. Be intentional about it, guys. So until February 21st, you'll catch us on auctions. I know we will see each other between now and then, but again, do not hesitate to reach out to us, and we will see you around somewhere. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you. See ya.
Okay, let's do this thing.